Yo, welcome back everyone. This is episode 8 and today we have got my EICR setup and what I take on me on everyday EICRs. So, multimeter or multifunctional tester I should say, and my hand tools. So we'll start off with a multifunctional tester and then we'll move on to that. But I do want to say after this I'm going to be showing the best budget stack system. So if you haven't got a lot of money, or if you just want a cheap budget stack system that's not Milwaukee, because obviously we all know Milwaukee has probably got the best stack system, but I can't myself afford to pay over if you want a quite a bit of it, close to £600-700. So I'll show you what I got, but first let's get this done and see if any of you can take some bits out of this and add them to your own bag. So in here is my Fluke multifunctional testers. One of the best set of testers I've ever used. I've used Q-Tech, Megas and Fluke. For me personally, by far the best, easy to use, just maybe because I'm used to them, but I've used Metro and it just confused the shit out of me basically. So for me it's the Flukes. Also in the middle I keep the lead, plug tester lead, like so. Oh, what I haven't mentioned yet, this is the MB3 Vito Pro Pack meter bag and it fits all my bits that I need in there, lovely. So that stays in the middle. Then in this pocket is all the leads. So all the leads that it comes with, I keep them stacked in there, protected, because how many times you've seen people open their testers up and the leads are just damaged because they've just been chucked back in the box, not looked after. So I keep them in there because it stays nice and protected. So we'll get them back in for now. Like so. There is another pocket there, but I ain't using that. And then down in this pocket, if I can point it down, you can see, is 3 probes that it comes with again. So keep them there, and my 3 clips. They all stay down in there, all fit in there lovely. And I also keep a calibration card. You get these on Amazon for like 20 quid, but it's really good to check your continuity and your insulation resistance testing is where it should be at every time you're using it. So it has different figures on you and you can just check it every time. So, and you keep track of it on the back to make sure you're staying within the results you should be. So for 20 quid, that's definitely worth a purchase, because you don't want to be doing a whole EICR to find out that your testers are not even working correctly. So for the sake of 20 quid, go and get that. So that stays down in there as well. And that's pretty much of it really in this bag. It holds what I need, and there's more space for other things. Like you keep a notepad in the back there. I think it is meant to be for tablets, but only really small tablets. I'll show you where I keep mine in a minute. But yeah, other than that, that's it. Oh, on the side I got the button lead. We all know how handy that is, because we've all been here trying to juggle 3 probes or one hand or whatever, and a panel key to get in the gas and water cupboard outside, you know, the ones with the white cupboard. So I just keep that on the side. So yeah, that's the tester out of the way anyway. Now we'll move on to the juicy bit now. So this is the Vito Pro Pack TPXL, which I think it says at the bottom. So this is where obviously I keep all my hand tools that I just use on the EICR. I don't want to be dragging in a big yellow rucksack with everything in, so I just want a smaller bag I can just quickly grab with that and ladders and get into the property and get testing. So let's open it up. So let's start at the back. So I got the CK screwdrivers. I think that's the latest version ones. As part of the apprentice kit that I'm doing, that is over on my TikTok. So if you're not following that, go and jump over to that. But yeah, I've stolen them from that, to be honest, and I've chucked them in my EICR bag. But to be fair, great screwdrivers. You you're not gonna have any issues then. We've probably all used a set of CK screwdrivers. And then next to that, I got a pair of Cobra Grips. Don't really use them often on EICR, but they're just nice to have in your bag just in case for something. Let's get them back. Now, this is a bashing screwdriver, I call it. This is from my local watch shop, and it was like £2, but it's got like metal all the way through, so you can just whack crap out of it with a hammer. I just always like to keep one bashing screwdriver in every bag I got, really. Then these are the first pair of shears I ever bought back when I was an apprentice, and they're still going now. These are the backhoe ones. I can't even remember how much I paid for them, but they're still going. I just like to have them because if I'm struggling to strip a cable, like some certain cables, older ones, can be really stiff to strip. I like to use these because I find shears are a lot better to use than these to strip. But to be fair, when these are brand new, these are as good as any, and these ones actually got the stripper holes on them, CK ones. But I think every electrician I ever see in the wholesalers has got a pair of these in their pocket because they are a good bit of kit, and they're definitely the best pair of snips I'd recommend to an apprentice as well, 1,000,000%. What else have we got in here? I keep 2 precision screwdrivers just in case, thermostats or whatever. I haven't had to use them yet, but they're nice to have. So I got a flathead and a Phillips one. Here is, if I can get them out. There we go, Klien twin and earth strippers. So you obviously put the twin and earth in the gap at the top and it just strips it for you. Again, nice and handy to have in there if you need it. I'll put that back in a minute, so I'll be trying to get that back in. What else we got going in? Long nose pliers. I do want to replace these with plastic ones because on the EICR, I personally work in the board live. So I don't turn the whole board off, do all my dead tests. I do one circuit at a time personally. And to get some of the boards, the neutral and earth, are an absolute nightmare to get back in. So I like to use long nose pliers just to get them back in. But that's why I want to replace these for plastic ones, just to be a bit more safe when I am working in amongst a live board. I know some people won't like that, but you know, everyone does their own thing, and that's the way I do it. And I can imagine a lot of other people do it that way as well, because not all customers are going to want you to switch all their power off for 3 to 4 hours or however long it takes to do the EICR. Pair of scissors, again, always handy to have in your bag because they come in handy when you need them. Then these are a K-Wheats clamp meter with obviously other functions on it as well, but it's good just to check loading on cables. So I like to keep that there, and it's a good test to do. I like to do just ask the customer to do what they usually do in the house, and I check how much ampage is taken on the tails if I can. This is just a CK stripper. I've had this year since I was an apprentice. I don't really use it often, but again, it's one of those things handy to have, and it'll come in use at some point, I can guarantee that. Then in the front, I keep just a little Milwaukee level for when we're taking off accessories and you want to just put it back on level. So I just keep that in the front there, along with the other side, pens, if I want to make notes on a notepad or something, a knife. Every bag has a knife. You've ever seen a tool bag without a knife? So this is an Electrician's knife, CK one again, to be fair. That's a nice one just to keep in the pocket if you're looking for one like that. Got another one up here. This is more of a stripper for armoured, but I use a Klien one in my main bag, and then I just keep this one in my second bag. Another battering screwdriver, really. This is ones if I don't care if I damage. I don't really want to be damaging these, so if I know I'm gonna lever something up, I'll just go for that one. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I think, in this part. On the side, we got a 3.5 threader. How many times have we taken out the 3.5 screw and the threads knackered on it on the actual socket bit on the lug? So that's really good to have. You just rethread it, put a new screw in it, and then away you go. Because I've had it before where you haven't got nothing on you, and it's just an absolute nightmare to try and get that socket back on. This is just a measuring stick. I use this for downlights. So if the house has downlights and they're not fire rated, then you need to get a measurement. So it could be you going back to the remedials, remember? So I just take a measurement of the hole to make sure that I get the correct size downlight to go back in there, because you don't want to be going there with the wrong size downlights like I've done before. So I just keep that inside, and that's happy days. On this side, fluke magic wand thing, whatever you want to call them. I like to use it just to check if the cable's live. I don't use it to check dead so much. I definitely won't be touching a cable just relying on that, let's put it that way. But they're really, if used correctly, one of the best tools in the bag. So yeah, I definitely keep one of them on for an EICR. Tape measure, again, what bag have you seen without a tape measure? And then up here actually we'll go to. So up here, I keep some Wagos to do my R1, R2 linking, or my cross connecting and my ring final circuits. And like I was mentioning earlier, some 3.5 screws if one's a knackered that I've taken out. So I keep a couple of spare of them up there. So that's pretty much it there. And then here is the Unilight SLR 1000. If you've got the lights off, obviously you want a torch, so I keep this one. The only problem I do find with this, it dies really quick. As good as it is as a light when it's working, I find myself charging after every use. But I mean, it is what it is, but for the money, it is worth it in my opinion. And then I keep some earth sleeving, because how many times we've taken off a socket, there's no earth sleeving, or they've put two earths into one sleeving, and you've got to disconnect that socket to do your some of your testing, your cross connecting or whatever. So I always chuck a bit of earth sleeve back on, so I keep that in there. Just zip that back up, close that. Now in the back of this bag you can keep a tablet, so I keep mine, let's get that out. So I keep my iPad Pro in there with a pen, and I use then, I always forget the name, I'm sure it's Easy Cert. I always gotta try and find it again, but I'm pretty sure if I type in Easy Cert, should be the one. I use that on here, and recently I've been using Traderify, and this is, I better not show customer details, but yeah, this is a game changer for me at the minute. Traderify and this iPad in general. For EICRs, I just set it up and away I go. I make sure all the results are done, all the pictures are taken notes on it. That's why I got a pen. If I can get that out a sec, just to show you. Oh, there's a picture of me, no one wants to see that. So if I go into notes, we'll create a new note. So if I want to make notes, I can write it as well. So if it's like code 2 for something, you can just write what you want, and it's quick and easy, and then that snaps on the side to charge. So yeah, I keep that in the back of it, but I'm using this constantly, so it doesn't just live in that bag, because it costs a lot of money as well. But yeah, that's my EICR setup. For the wandering lead, I'm just using a bit of off-cutter cable at the minute and a drum of cable, so I do need to buy a wandering lead for that. And if you need ladders, I grab a pair of ladders, but that's basically it. And I find that's the most efficient I'm going to be with an EICR, and as quick as it's going to make it. I got everything I need. But yeah, so I hope you guys take something from that's go into your bag or help you out on an EICR, make things quicker, because we know there's a race with the EICRs. People are charging stupidly cheap prices to get them done, so the only way you can do that is try and speed up yours as much as you can, but keeping it at a high level EICR without dropping your standards too much. So yeah, for that, let's move on to the Stanley FatMax system. Right, so guys, this is the Stanley FatMax stack system, and I bought this the other day from Tool Station. It was cost me about 110 quid. Buying this in the Milwaukee version is going to cost you close to probably, I want to say 400 to 500 quid. Honestly, is ridiculous money for. It is really good. I'm not doubting quality or anything like that. It is the best out there, but it is very, very expensive. So I've gone for this, and I'm very surprised how good it is and how well built it is. So let's get stuck into how I've stacked it out, basically. So we'll start off with a drawer. So I got a big drawer which comes as one unit right at the bottom. I stacked this in my car, which I'll leave up now, of how I actually stack it in the car to stay organized and save room in the car. So in this drawer I keep clips, stuffing glands, stuff that I'm not using constantly, but stuff that I do use, so like zip ties, washers, different size of washers. So that all stays in there. And then in the two smaller drawers, which is another unit again, I keep my everyday use. This is going to be the two I grab with me pretty much on every job. So I'll just grab these two drawers, and it's got stuff I use all the time. So all my screws, plugs, long screws, plasterboard fixings, that all stays in there. These yellow dividers I did have out of a different fixings tray, but you can make what you want of inside this drawer. It has got dividers in there, so this is just the way I've done it. And then in the top bit I keep stuffing glands, lock rings, velcro, Wagos, you know, the everyday stuff again, 6mm bolts, brass bolts, sticky pads. This is just common stuff that you all keep in your fixings trays, but I just moved them into drawers. And then into these, if I just take this one off, so I'll show you the big one first. So in this big one that comes as a unit again, it's kind of like a toolbox. Let me show you there. So you can like actually use it. It's like a drill box or something like that, but I don't. So I just take that out, and then there's everyday materials in there, from earth sleeving to bat boxes to sockets to light switches, lamps. So I just kind of keep it as a go-to material box, that the stuff we use every single day. And I just leave that in the boot then. It's not a lot worth a lot of money what's in there, but it's just stuff that is handy. So that goes like that. So let's get that out of the way. So in this one, which is a separate unit again, I keep stuff that's like tool wise that I don't use all the time, but most jobs I will be using it. So we got a hacksaw, a labeler, numbers, circuit schedule, stickers, speaker, and a laser level, and some chargers and bits. So again, this is like a kind of like a random box I want to keep stuff protected in, and you know, stuff I will grab, so I'll just keep all that in there. So that you can make what you want out of these. You could chuck a drill or drill bits and all in you, or even tools if you want to put foam in. But it's just, you stack it how you want to. This is just how I've done it. So that stays in there. And I shut that up. So I kind of stack this one on top of the other one and leave these three as they are. But I will usually just grab these two on a job with me, and I've got everything I want. But for, like I said, 110 quid, honestly, you're not going to go wrong with all of this. If you've got the money, yes, get a Milwaukee one, but I would say just go for this anyway, see if you get along with it. If you do, maybe upgrade to the Milwaukee one in the future. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know all of you are not into tools, so if you haven't made it this far, I do appreciate that. But yeah, go and treat yourself, guys, to one of these. If you noticed anything out of those bags, go and grab something. I like to stay organised. It speeds up the jobs, because nothing worse than seeing someone's toolbox with everything just chucked in. I'm like, how do you work from that? How are you working from that? So it's good to stay organised. At the end of the day, time is money. Staying organised saves money. So, yep, I'll catch you in the next video.